Well, I see everybody is starting to log in, and we want to welcome all of you. I'm Gustavo Tolosa, and I am so thrilled to be back after a break. You don't know how much we have missed all of you. And I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and today we're joined by Dr. McDougall. And we want to do an informal visit so that you can see that we really are alive and well. And there's no plan for today other than just say hello and maybe just chat a little. And then starting next week, Dr. McDougall will come back with his topic-related webinars, and we'll go from there. So I want to give a very warm, a very happy welcome to Dr. McDougall. How are you doing from Santa Rosa, California?
Homeless from Santa Rosa, California.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah, I'm doing really good. And I am so happy to have started our webinars back on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, 89th birthday. And I expect today's paper, I expected Martin Luther King Day. I mean, the kids are off school, the post office is closed. It should be national headlines. And I look at the paper this morning, nothing.
No.
Yes, this is January 15th. Martin Luther King, they did a little story. There you go. Oh, yeah, here it is. A little story about some of the school children dancing for Martin Luther King Day. Well, I hope the day means a lot more than that to you. It certainly does to me, because he's one of my heroes who I hope that I've learned to feel about the world and express about the world the way he has and help other people. But anyway, it's so good to be back. And
we are actually live, so we need to say that today is
January. What is it? What did I say? Today is
January 15th,
January
2018.
2018. Could you? I can't even believe it. See?
Yes. There it is. So this is not a pre-recorded webinar.
So I better be careful, right?
That's right. You better be careful.
My good words today instead of the words that they use in Washington. I won't use those.
Yes. And Dr. McDougall, I have to say, you look great after all that's been going on in your life.
Yeah, there has been a lot.
Tell us a little bit about what happened.
I hope you don't know about, and other things that are just things that happened that I'm happy to tell you about. But it's been an interesting year, to say the least, 2017. But I suppose the event that you'd like to hear me talk a little bit about was the event of October 9th, 2017.
Right.
When Mary and I were sound asleep at 12:45 in the morning, we hear this hammering on our door. Now it's our 3 grandkids hammering on the door.
Oh.
They tried to wake us up. Yeah, they couldn't get us up, and there was no electricity. ADT, the alarm system, gave no warning. Nobody called. No warning. Nothing. And the kids come in, and they got these looks on their face that we've never seen before. So we had to take them serious, and they grabbed things for us to wear, and that was basically pajamas and my oldest tennis shoes I've got. And I got my computer. Didn't get my wallet. Didn't get my phone. Mary got her phone and her purse. Didn't get her glasses, and she's basically blind without her glasses. And we got out the front door. In the car, we couldn't go left, but we could go right. And so we went right, and behind us was this wall of fire.
Oh, my.
And chased us down the hill. And actually, where we went was to the Flamingo Harbor to sleep.
Right.
Yeah, and we were okay there for about 4 hours. And we got evacuated. Now, I would think every minute, I know it's not going to get to our house. It's just a warning, and we'll be back. And I'm all
right.
You deceive yourself. Denial. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think it probably took me 3 days before I realized what really did happen, and it took me a week before I saw it. But our home, along with 5,000 other homes and at least 10,000 people was completely destroyed. There was absolutely nothing left. It's a picture that when I've taken some of my friends and relatives up to, the only thing I could say is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I can't believe this. But you know me, I always look at things differently. And after I was able to realize that we'd lost everything, all our cars, the home, everything, I thought, wow, how many people get to start their life over again at 70 years old on a clean slate? Yeah, this year I was looking at putting a new roof on the house, which is going to be at least $60,000.
Mm-hmm.
And painting the house, another $30,000. And this is the year we said we're going to clean out the attic for the grand.
It was done for you.
We actually had scheduled 2 men and a dump container scheduled to come out and clean up a couple of our upstairs attics. They're someplace. I can't find them anymore. I went back to the stores and asked them, I'd like to have this one again, and they just don't make it. So what did I do? I went out to the stores and I bought other fancy shirts.
Right.
So every week I'm going to try and have a new fancy shirt on.
Yes. Well, those are the replaceable things in life, and the most important thing is that you and Mary and your family are alive. That's the one.
Yeah. The truth of the matter is we got out of the house at 12:50. And by 1 o'clock, everything was gone.
Right. But we also must say that the McDougall program is alive and is going on. And
that's the interesting thing, Gustavo, is we had a program scheduled for 2 or 3 weeks later with a big company, CenturyLink.
Right.
Telecommunications company. And there's some people in our group who thought, because my daughter lost her home too.
Right.
And there's some people who thought, this is just really, really too much. So the idea is, we'll maybe cancel this program. And thanks to you and Jeff Novick and a few of the other more seasoned staff that we have. We made the decision that to give any hint that the McDougall program was in any way negatively affected, and it wasn't, would be a disservice to you and to us. The program, fortunately, it was the actual facility we used for our program was closed for a week or so to clean it up. But by the time we arrived for the CenturyLink program, it was in great shape. We ran a phenomenal program in November with over 100 people.
Yeah.
So the McDougall program, if you've been watching the internet and you've been thinking about attending a program, like, for example, we have one Friday.
Right.
On Friday. This is a 10-day program where we have doctor care. And I think we're pretty close to full. So if you want to come, today's is the day to sign up, I'll tell you. Even though the post office is closed. I don't know, is Carol working today, Mary?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah, Carol's always working. So you can call 800-941-7111. But
or people can go to the website and sign up from there, drmcdougall.com.
We also got, I think we could have, we're pretty full for the intensive weekend, which is...
Yeah, that's great.
And you're coming with your daughter, right?
I am, yes. And so I want everybody to attend so I can also meet all of you that log in here in person. So for the intensive, yes, in February.
The least expensive personal contact that we could possibly offer. And it's a real great weekend. So we're going to do that too. And we'd like you involved. The webinars are fine, but I'd really like to meet you too. So, Mary.
Yeah, yes. Dr. McDougall, how was it? Was it very challenging during those days after the fire and during all that commotion to be able to? I mean, Mary didn't have a kitchen. I mean, how did you all handle the food situation? How did you have to go eat out? What was it like?
Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you a story, which I'll never repeat. We were kicked out of the hotel, where we were on our program, the Flamingo Resort. We were thrown out, evacuated, they called it. And at 4 hours after we went to the room and watched CNN News and watched Tiffany's house burn down, and eventually watched our houses burn down. Then we ended up going further west to escape the fires. And we ended up in, where did we end up? Sebastopol. We ended up in Sebastopol. And we stayed there for a few days. And then we went and spent 12 days with our older son. And we took a couple of days vacation. And now we're north of Santa Rosa, staying in a rented home. But we have no home. We have no material things, which, has a lot of advantages. But at our age, believe me, it's 70 years old. If you can get rid of the old suits and shirts and things that you have hanging in the closet, if you can get rid of them as easy as I did, you're a pretty lucky person. So anyway, what we didn't lose the McDougall program in any way. We run 2 large programs since then. And they ran flawlessly, and as they should, and they'll continue to run that way. But then, so here we are. We're north of Santa Rosa, and Mary and I are having a good time together. Getting ready for the program that's going to start this Friday. So now, here's the story I was going to tell you. During one of our ordeals, we came home on Thanksgiving. We didn't have a Thanksgiving. None of the family could get together. We didn't have homes. We didn't have any place to cook anything. So we had no Thanksgiving. So we're in this rented house, and I tell you, I'm not a vegan. Don't I tell you that? I'm not a vegan. I tell you, I eat turkey every other Thanksgiving, but I never tell you which Thanksgiving it is. Yeah, and I never tell you if I really did eat turkey. I never do, because the point of me eating turkey every other Thanksgiving is, yes, turkey and I suffer. We do. Is to focus on what this program is about. This is about a starch-based diet with fruits and vegetables, and saving those foods for feasts. Anyway, now, again, this is a true story. The first time ever told, never to be told again. But the lady across the street, we didn't know, came over and said, could we share our Thanksgiving dinner with you? So Mary said, well, she didn't go into a long discussion, but she said, well, no, thank you very much, knowing that we don't eat that kind of food. And then she said, yeah, bring it over. And so Mary and I sat down and ate a real Thanksgiving dinner, turkey and all, and loved it. And so now the Thanksgiving, I did eat turkey, and I may have to skip 2 more Thanksgivings to make up for it.
That's right.
But yeah, that was kind of a...
Well, after all what you all went through, I thought it was well deserved.
You know what? Yeah, you asked where we ate. Where did we eat? We ate at the usual places that we eat at when we go out. Chinese restaurants, Japanese restaurants. We found a couple of good Mexican restaurants that had some good clean beans. But that's basically what we did is we ate out, and
right.
And we had a shipment. The owner of our company, Dr. McDougall's Right Foods.
Yeah.
We used to buy them ourselves. Mary will buy 10 a week of the various soup things out the grocery store. Well, we could get them for free,
Yeah.
We're a big part of the company. It's called Dr. McDougall's Right Foods. But what we did is we asked the company to send us some right food. So we've got a shipment of 2 big cartons of right food. So we're moving off those two. And that's basically been our diet. It's kept us strong and healthy. And
Right.
But
So
that's what happened. It was an event. I have, I can't say I'd like to do it again.
to do it again, no.
And I can't say I wouldn't recommend it for anybody else either. But it did happen, and that's the way we're dealing with it. And we are starting our lives over, our personal lives. Our business lives are the same. You must know that. Even though Heather was displaced and Mary and I were displaced, now we're personally, our families are doing very well. And the McDougall program is absolutely untouched. And it is powerful and as effective as it ever was, and our staff is as enthusiastic as it ever could be.
Mm-hmm.
We're changing some things, though. I'm over 70, and people ask me all the time, "Why don't you retire? Why don't you just? Why aren't you retired? You've done so much." I said, "Well, what would I do if I retired?"
Yeah.
So I did reevaluate some of the things that I've been doing, and one of the things I've done for 31 years without missing one
Right.
a newsletter,
Right.
which has taken me between 1 and 2 weeks per newsletter to write, and I'm not joking. All the research I have to do to be as accurate as I am, to deliver information that was 30 years old that's still accurate today. I put in at least a week, and often 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
About 6, 8, 10-hour days of researching and writing those newsletters. And I love doing it. I mean, I love doing it when they were over. In the process, Mary knew the last 2 days. Don't even go in the room he's in.
Yes.
It's not going to be fun. Because he's trying to put the final touches on. But I decided, look, I've written pretty much about everything I know.
You have.
And this newsletter's free about everything on blood pressure. I wrote a beautiful article in September on the brutality and the archaic nature of breast cancer treatment, mastectomies. And I did the last webinar I did with you was about that particular subject of breast amputation and how the male-dominated medical business abuses women so greatly. And we're getting worse, and I wrote about it. So it was fun. I enjoyed writing it, doing research that went back 500 years. I had to go back and
right.
These had been written, as long as 500 years ago. And of course, all the current medical literature. And I've got not one bit of criticism when I tell people that doctors, in fact, I actually had a breast cancer surgeon write me last week. She said, I've been doing breast cancer surgery for 22 years, and I've been listening to you for a long time. And she said, I can't do it anymore. She said, I quit. I quit doing breast cancer surgery. I've stopped. I'm going into another form of practice. I just can't, I can't live with myself.
Right.
And I said, welcome to the team.
Yes.
We have a world to say, welcome to the team. But anyway, like I say, I've written it all. It's in the newsletter. It's free. I've written 13 national best-selling books.
And these newsletters, Dr. McDougall, are available and will be available for
forever. And our search engine is so efficient.
Powerful. Yes, very.
And it's there. It's yours. And we've got a quick start program up there that really helps. And it's the website itself, which of course is absolutely free, and nothing's withheld. The recipes and everything. The website is complete.
It is complete.
I decided that I at 70 years old, doing a newsletter for 31 years, and it was almost exactly 31 years to date that I started the newsletter. I said,
it's time.
I really don't have anything more that I can say without repeating myself.
Right.
So we put out an announcement that we're going to stop the newsletter. But what I'm going to do is when topics come up that need to be addressed, breaking news, is I'll be doing, short and long reports on how you should look at these things, like the latest one, which I might get around to writing on. I don't know. I still have a few other things I have to catch up on. It's this business of aggressively treating blood pressure.
Right.
So the goal being 140 top number. It's not 120. And the benefits you get, the absolute benefits are almost none in terms of risk of cardiovascular disease. I mean, the relative benefits are interesting, but the absolute benefits are extremely small. And plus, they don't discuss the serious side effects from this aggressive treatment. But anyway, when things come up like that, I'm going to write you. And hopefully between Gustavo's efforts with the webinar, maybe we'll even do some live sessions.
Right.
And with our my newsletter producer, Neil, he gets together with me, and we immediately get stuff out. We'll get stuff out, sometimes within an hour or two, and we'll send it to you on this breaking news, and we'll continue to do that.
Yeah. So, Dr. McDougall, is most of the research in the newsletter still current? Somebody asked. Someone is pretty much current, right?
The truth does not change.
It doesn't change, right?
It doesn't change. It's the truth, and so there's nothing contradictory.
Right. You may do like you said, comments on when there's a topic or something in the news. You may comment on that, but pretty much the truth remains the truth.
You'll see a paper, and you'll see the headlines, and you'll see the promotion that the spin doctors done through the drug and food companies.
Right.
And you'll see that side because they got the money and they pay for it. And most of you aren't educated along the lines of really understanding research and its relevance, and what they did or didn't include, and so on. But if you know what's going on, when I read the paper and I look at what they say in the newspaper and what people are told to believe, and then I read the research, it's 180 degrees. And it's criminal, this lying to people. So, one of the things I hope to continue to be able to do, I'm going to plan on continuing to do it, is to look at that research for you and tell you how they cheat you. Tell you, for example, lowering the blood pressure increases your risk of falls, and low potassium, and it increases kidney failure problems. And, there is very, very serious adverse effects. Anyway, we'll go into those kind of things, and I hope to be your champion, so to speak, or another opinion that you could look at and say, well, they may say this, but Dr. McDougall says that, and here's the reasons he says it, and here's the research that says why he says it. So maybe I'll just take the trouble to read what he has to say a little bit more carefully, and maybe look at some of the research, and maybe I'll do something even more important. And that is, you'll take what I wrote and take the original research, like for non-mastectomies, for example. You'll take the original research to your doctor, who you paid good money, to your insurance company or directly to, and you'll sit down and say, yeah, but how about this? Why does he say this? Or why, when I read the research paper, does it say this? Now, you ought to be talking to your doctor. Look, by and large, I'll tell you, in general, most doctors are ignorant and don't understand even the research in their own field. They're too busy doing things to learn what's right to do.
Right.
They're too easily influenced by money, just like everybody else is, Doctors are people. And as a result, you don't get the care you deserve. You get archaic medicine that delivers as much money into the pockets of the medical system as possible. That's what you get. What would you expect?
Right.
Anyway, But we need to kind of sum this up, Gustavo, because I know you have things to do. Let me just say a couple words, and then I want you to add to it. We're going to continue these webinars, and hopefully we're going to be able to do every one of them live. But next week, Gustavo is going to be in Argentina, and we're going to have a good online connection. We're going to do a live presentation from Argentina, and heck, whoever do a live seminar next Monday. We changed it to Monday. Why? I don't know. We thought maybe Monday would be easier day to remember or something. And, you know, one truth of the matter, I was just so anxious to get back and talk to you guys.
Yes, yes.
You know, I just couldn't wait any longer. And so Monday was the closest date that Gustavo and I had time to get together. So we'll continue the webinars live. We're going to be doing corporate programs as always, you know, with Whole Foods and CenturyLink, and we've got another company, big company, coming on board that will take care of their employees, and we're going to continue to run at least, probably no more than that, but 6 programs open to the public. Mm-hmm. And right now, all these programs are always sold out. So if you seriously want to come, it's not one of those things you need to delay on, because the programs are usually sold out a month before, the months before we plan on running them. So we plan on running about 6 programs a year. We plan on 2 intensive weekends, and the next one's in February.
Yeah.
But what I plan on doing is planning on focusing my attention on the programs we run here in Santa Rosa, California. Focus my attention on webinars and other news bits, and the letters I get from you, which most of you realize I always personally answer. Mm-hmm. I say, oh, well, I know this didn't come from Dr. McDougall.
No, it does.
Well, he's trying to write all this to me. I know it didn't come from him. You know, I'm sorry, maybe he didn't like some of my misspellings or something, but I wrote it.
But you wrote it.
But, yeah, no, I'm going to continue to do what I love most, Gustavo, and that's
taking care of people. Mm-hmm.
Helping people understand.
Well, you know, I think that these Monday webinars, you can blame me. I chose Monday, but well, I think it's a good way to start the week.
Okay,
it's a way to inspire people. Get the week, you get the week started right and with some good advice. And sometimes I can do a little cooking demo like I used to, and we can get started. But anyway, next Monday, we'll be doing the webinar. Who knows? I may be in my mother's home, or I'll be in a coffee shop, but I will be in Argentina, and we'll do the webinar.
And the backgrounds are always going to be changing.
They're always interesting. Yes.
All new shirts. And I got some really cool ones I bought since the fire.
Yes. Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing your new wardrobe.
It's easy to make an excuse to go out and buy something. So, the shirts will change, the backgrounds will change. But one thing that won't change is the message and the warmth and care that Gustavo and I have for you. And it's a real honor for us to be able to put these webinars on and to get the truth out to you. You know, those who know the truth have the obligation to share it. And we know the truth, and we have an obligation to share it. You know the truth, and you have an obligation to share it also.
It seems, Dr. McDougall, that a lot of people are having questions about blood pressure. So maybe next Monday, that could be the topic.
Next Monday, we can talk about anything you want. We can talk about blood pressure. Maybe I'll have time to do a little piece on this spirit trial and this aggressive treatment of blood pressure.
Right.
Because it continues on, because it's a big, big moneymaker.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something else I've seen. Since I've had a chance to be, in a home and had a chance to watch TV, which gets extremely repetitive if you watch the news, by the way. It's sickening and repetitive. Is I had a chance to watch the commercials. And I want to tell you, if you watch like CNN, the other news channels, or the ones that I've watched, almost every commercial is a drug commercial. The drug companies are just going wild. They've run into a gold mine somehow with advertising on TV drugs that are killing people. These diabetic pills, they lie about them. You want to learn about diabetic pills? Read my January 2017 newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
And the new scams in the Diabetes Institute. And yet that information I put out has never been questioned, never will be questioned. You read it 30 years from now, it'll still be the same. The adverse effects, the costs, the criminal behavior going on with these drugs and to the drug companies will always be there. And won't, commercial for one drug, Victoza, after another drug for a diabetes.
I know.
It's criminal.
It is. It is. It is. Sometimes it's even comical to hear the benefits, and then most of the ad is about all the adverse.
And if you live,
and I almost want to say at the end, or you could switch to a starch-based diet and not have any of those effects.
Or you could not take the medication, period, and be far better off, whether you change your diet or not. If you change your diet, you'll get rid of the type 2 diabetes and all that.
Wow, right. Well, the webinars are always going to be at the same time. Someone is asking, so I want to say that. And I want to mention that please go back to drmcdougall.com to the webinar page, because that's where you sign up for the webinar every week. They're posted there.
Like you and I have done 200 webinars or so.
Right. Those are all so there for you all to watch.
Different shirts, different backgrounds.
Well, Dr. McDougall and Mary, look at your schedules. Somebody said they're saying that on April 27th you're going to be in Canada. So I don't know how you're going to do that.
If I can get a passport and ticket, I may end up there.
Oh yeah, you can get a passport in a couple of weeks now. So I don't think that's a problem. Well, anyway,
I gotta get the desire to go.
That's right.
But anyway, this is live today, Martin Luther King Day, 11:30. 35 in the morning.
Yes.
We're not doing tape, interviews or webinars unless there's no other possibility. Gustavo and I are dedicated to being here for the community and to get the message out and answer your questions, and to help you do what we want you to do, which is to save the world. Save your friends and your spouse and your children. And so the little we can do, and it is only a small amount on our part, is to meet with you every Monday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and spend 40 minutes or like we have today, or an hour. And
it's actually 9 a.m. Pacific.
Oh,
it's 11. My time is 11.
It's 9:30.
I'm in Central.
Pardon?
I'm in Central Time. So now for me, it's 11. For you, it's 9.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me clear that up again. Like I said, I've had a lot on my mind.
Yeah, so next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific,
No. Are we doing it at 11?
No, it's going to be 9 like today.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Well, now you got them. Now you know.
Was I told that before me?
So it's like today.
Okay. Then I'm glad I was corrected, so I show up.
Yes, because if not, I would be sitting there in Argentina waiting for Dr. McDougall.
Where is it? I'm not until 11. No.
That's right. It used to be 11 all these years, but we're changing it to 9.
Okay. Well, make sure you put that out a lot on public.
Yes, it's already up.
Well, so. If I didn't know it was.
Okay, well, I was going to check with you anyway, so don't worry.
Let me know. Okay, so official.
All right, very good. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And thank you, Dr. McDougall, for making the time. I know it's been a very challenging few months, and somebody else would have just decided to quit and forget about it, but you're here for us. Thank you.
Well, as I say, I ran that thought by my mind a couple of times. You know, I'm well past retirement age, and I've certainly made my contribution. But then I thought, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, what I love to do is I love to help people and lecture and
that is your passion. Yes.
Patients and what do I do? So as long as I can keep the body moving.
I know what you could do. You would learn to play the piano, the one that is right behind you, okay?
When they go to a webinar, I'll tell you about my piano lesson.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, well, we will have the webinar sign up in a couple of hours. And when this webinar goes out as a replay, it will have the link for you to sign up for next week, everyone.
Right. Which will be 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Pacific. Yes, on Monday. So that everybody can start the day and with the right foot in the door.
Well, that works for me. I got.
You're an early riser. You're a morning person.
I may have plans for next Monday. I'll have to change it.
Okay, well, very good. Thank you again.
I just can't tell you how much you being part of this meeting today. And, you know, you personally, you know, you as a man, without your support, I wouldn't be able to do this. And I don't think people would be able to really listen to me as clearly as they do and get the perspective that we want them to have without your input.
Well, thank you.
You know, when you think about the webinars, you think, yeah, Dr. McDougall's going to be on a webinar, but you really know, and I know when you see him, you say, and so is Gustavo Tolosa.
Well, it's my pleasure and an honor.
No, it's a team. So thank you very much for your support.
Very good. Well, thank you again. And we'll see you all next week then on Monday.
Very good. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.